One of the great footballers, Pele, once quoted, "Success is no accident. It is hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and most of all, the love of what you're doing and learning to do." On this note, I, Smithin Bhosley, welcome all of you on behalf of my YouTube channel, Smithin's Melange. In today's video, I'm going to discuss about some important tips for any kind of exam which you wish to appear for. Let me give a disclaimer. I'm not a motivational speaker, but in today's video, I'm going to share my real life experiences of what things helped me to be focused during my studies, to be motivated, and which helped me to be away from the distraction while I was preparing for various competitive exams. So I'll not waste any time in giving my introduction. You can see the details on the screen. I'll straight away move on to the main topic of discussion today. So while you're preparing for any kind of exam, it's very important to keep reminding oneself of why I want to give this exam or what is the outcome which I'm looking for. So that's why it will help, it will give us an impetus to keep on preparing for that exam. As I already mentioned earlier, love for the thing which we do or the interest plays a very important role, because if interest is not there in whatever exam or whatever studies you are doing, it will be very difficult for us to pull it over. So I can understand in case of some students, they don't have that much interest in the subject, but then by thinking about the reward or the outcome, we can develop our interest. For example, if you ask about me, I was always very curious and eager to get into an IIT, to live life over there. So this was one of the impetus which helped me to push me forward. Also, I had great interest in the field of biology. Although I belong from a different field, I had completed my chemical engineering, but I was always interested in biotechnology. So this, even though I didn't have sufficient knowledge about the subject initially, but just because of interest, I was able to read various books, I was able to prepare for the exam, and I could achieve what I wanted to. Hence, it is always said that it's important to have a good why or a good reason that why I want to achieve what I want to. And once your why is strong, your brain will automatically help you to find out how you can achieve that particular thing. So once we get a good why, then we move on to how. That is planning of how to crack a particular exam or how to prepare for that. So which includes gathering of good study material or any kind of facilities which will help you for preparing for the exam. So in this, at the same time, one more important question is where. That is the place where you study. So it depends from person to person. Like in my case, it was difficult for me to study in home. So I had joined a study center or a library kind of facility where I used to spend most of the time over there studying, because it helped me to create a ambience for studying. So it's also important to decide a good place of study and try to be fixed to that place, so that whenever you go to that place, automatically we get that impetus to study and to focus. So once we have a why, how, and where, the next very important thing comes is when. That is time management. Basically, when to do what. So if we see most of the people who are preparing for any kind of competitive exams, they are mainly students who have their academics and college also simultaneously, and there are some people who are working. Like in my case, I was doing a part-time job while I was preparing for my competitive exams. So I'll not get into details of time management because it is very specific and personal as per your needs, your timeline. You can prepare it. There are many other videos also pertaining to it. What I want to mention over here is one very important factor or key for time management is regularity. So regular studies can have a huge impact on preparation for the exam. I would like to give an analogy over here. Like we know rock and water. So rock is such a hard substance, whereas water is such it is not that strong in front of a rock. But if water continuously flows over a rock, then it can even change the shape of the rock, as we see in terms of rivers. If they are flowing continuously over some rocky surfaces, they can even change the shape of that. So basically, if you keep on following a certain routine and if you study regularly, even for less amount of time, still it will help, it will contribute a lot in your exam preparation. Now let's discuss about some challenges or difficulties which any student faces while he or she is preparing for any kind of exam. So the first thing is the negative thoughts, like will I be really able to do it, or I'm not able to focus, I'm not able to study, or sometimes we doubt our own capabilities. So I would like to tell over here is that everyone has similar kind of brain. Okay, it's upon us how we train it or how we use it. It's not that someone is naturally very intelligent. In rare cases it might happen, but never consider that I don't have a good memory, or no, I don't have that strong brain or something like that. No, it's completely upon you how you train it. And you can be as good as any so-called bright student if you prepare on regular basis. So please believe in yourself. You're much more powerful than what you think. You really have great potential. And these are not just no simple philosophical words, but I have myself experienced it. When you start believing in yourself, you can really achieve great things. So apart from our own mind, another big hurdle which comes in between our studies or the impetus to prepare for exam is the social media. Now, this is again a quite debatable topic. It's a individual choice how a person what stand he takes on social media. But if I talk from my perspective, I tried my best to be away from social media for at least 1 year duration of my preparation, because I felt it was very distracting for me. So I was not even using WhatsApp, because even though no matter how much I tried to keep myself away, naturally my attention used to go towards it. So it's completely your stand, because WhatsApp might be useful for some important messages or whatever, but you see in what way you can tackle it, minimize it at least, because it's really not required. Like even I was wondering, in fact I was doing job when I was preparing for exam, so at workplaces WhatsApp is something which is very much required, but still I took this stand that no, I'm not going to use WhatsApp. Even few years back when WhatsApp was not there, that time also life was going well, people were preparing for the exam, people were doing job, still they were able to do well. Why we need to be so much dependent on some kind of app or smartphones or whatever? Like we can even achieve our goal even without that, and there are so many examples in front of us. So try your best to avoid it at max, and life is not going to be difficult if you don't use these apps or smartphones or whatever. You can still find out a way. Apart from these distractions, there is another problem which a person can face, that is feeling of saturation, or a person wants to take some break, or wants to relax in some way. So at such time it's always good to have any kind of hobby, and don't completely stop it. If you are into playing or sports, please do get involved in those activities once a while, because it will really help you to feel fresh. Like in my case, as I said, I'm into dance. So whenever I used to feel saturated or I wanted to relax, I used to just put on music and dance in my room, because it helped me to be mentally as well as physically in a state of well-being. So I never stopped it, even till till few days before exam also I was continuing this thing, because it really helped me to be in a better state of mind, which is also very important during preparation. Also during exam, it's very important to be in a good state of mind, because it can really it's an important factor which can affect your thinking abilities and the way you answer. Amongst all this, please take care of your health as well. Have a proper diet, drink lots of water, take good rest. All these are, you might find, very petty things, but they really affect you on a long run. Especially preparation phase goes on for a few months. So on a regular basis, if you take care of your health, it will help you, because even though no matter how well you prepare for exam, but if something happens to your health, even very tiny thing, it can affect your main exam day. So please be careful and please take care of yourself. As I said, this video is mainly about what kind of motivation I received during my preparation. So I would like to mention that I used to read some motivating quotes or poems or messages, and keep on reminding of myself, because it really helped me to get a good impetus. Like there is one particular poem which I used to read very often throughout my preparation. This poem was shared by one of my student who used it while his preparation for IIT, and I found it really very heart touching, and it really helped me and motivated me. So I would like to share it with you all. The name of that beautiful poem is Thinking by Walter G. Winter. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win, but if you think you can't, it's almost a can't you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out in the world you'll find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. For many a race is lost before even a step is run. For many a coward falls before ever his works begin. Think big and your deeds will grow. Think small and you'll fall behind. Believe you can and you will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You have got to think high to rise. You have got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is one who thinks he can, is one who thinks he can. On this note, I would like to wish all of you all the very best for all your endeavors. May you become successful soon. If you find it useful, please do share it with your friends and thanks for watching.